jamming. We're jamming. All right, let's get into the show. And we're back. And we're back for another video. How y'all doing? We are back. We are back. We are back, honey. This is me. It's Caramel Rel. Y'all know who I am by now. Just in case you don't, I am the one and only Caramel Rel. Got some great topics for you guys today. We are live. We are live. Thank y'all for coming back and joining. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and get into our show. Today we're going to be talking about Columbus Short. He has exposed Diddy, where he's saying that Diddy tried him, honey. Diddy tried to get him like he been trying to get everybody else. Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, has also spoken up to talk about all of the young boys that Diddy has actually destroyed and messed up in the music industry. We're going to get into that as well. Real juicy stuff. And also Mr. Mark Curry continues to expose Diddy as well. So this is really going to be a discussion on Diddy and people actually coming forward to talk about their experiences with Diddy. Okay. So this is going to be a real juicy video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is going to be my last video for today. I have one more piece of information I wanted to share, but I'm going to share it, I guess, tomorrow. I'm going to go live again tomorrow before I do my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? So let's go ahead and knock this video out because this is some real good tea right here, honey. Ooh, y'all going to be, ooh, child, y'all going to have to clench the pearls for this one, child. Yes, Lord. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the show, honey. One person that I actually like, he played in one of my favorite movies, Stomp the Yard, Mr. Columbus Short. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into what he had to say because he's exposing Diddy. He's talking about how Diddy actually tried him. Diddy called his house at 2:30 in the morning and invited him to come to a hotel room while he was in bed with his wife. Columbus Short said during the time he was married, he and his wife, of course, in the bed. It was 2:00 in the morning. Diddy called his phone from an unknown number. His wife told him answer the phone because she thought it was another woman. Columbus answers the phone, and it's Diddy on the other line asking him, "Hey, what's up? You haven't partied with me. What's been going on? I mean, what you doing? Hell, it's 2:00 in the morning, bitch. I'm asleep." So he goes on to say that Diddy actually invited him to the Beverly Hills Hotel, okay? And he was just like, bitch, no, I'm married. What the hell you want me to come to the hotel with you for? So let's go ahead and get on into it, honey.
I'm snitching. I'm snitching in the kitchen. Diddy. Gotta tell on him. He tried it on me, so I know it's true. I was married, my ex-wife. I got a phone call in the middle of the night, about 2:30 in the morning. It was, my wife says, pick up the phone. It was an unknown number. Pick up the phone. What bitch is calling you? Who's calling you? Picked up the phone. I was Diddy. And he said, hey, man, we didn't see what the BET Awards, you know, what you doing? I'm in bed with my wife. He said, hey, I'm at the Beverly Hills Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel. I said, what's up? I said, who over there? He said, just me. I'm snitching.
What the hell? That's some creepy stuff right there. First of all, what the hell you calling me at 2:00 in the morning unless it's an emergency? What you calling me at 2:00 in the morning like I ain't got a wife? That's what he's trying to say. Like, what the hell you calling me at 2:00 in the morning for? Like I ain't got a wife, like I ain't in the bed laying here beside my wife. I done turned down for the night. What are you calling me for to ask me to get out of the bed with my wife to come to the freaking Beverly Hills Hotel to come up there and finagle with you? Everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment just in case I ain't say shit. Like, damn, Diddy. What is really going on with Diddy, y'all? Like, he just don't have no couth about him. Like, Diddy, you trying everybody. We done heard about Meek Mill. We done heard about Justin Bieber. We done heard about Usher. We done heard about so many other people in the damn industry where he is just trying people. And now Columbus Short saying he is laying in bed with his wife at 2:00 in the morning, knocked the hell out sleep, and his phone ring from an unknown number, which his wife is thinking is some 304 some side chick calling. You about to break up this man's marriage, and you calling for a whole booty call for this man to come and meet you at the Beverly Hills damn hotel, Diddy. You got the audacity, sir. You really do. Let's continue, child, because it's more. Let's get into what Mr. Mark Curry, which is one of Diddy that worked also at Bad Boy. We talked about him this week. I've shared some stuff with you guys with Mr. Mark Curry. He's very informational. I really like him. Everything that he talks about is so enlightening. Okay, let's get into what he had to say after this ad, of course. Oh my God, I hate the ads, okay? But we're going to get through it, honey, because we got some great tea and information for y'all tonight. Yes, we do. I'm going to leave y'all alone. I ain't going to keep hopping on here, child, and bothering y'all, because I know it's the weekend and y'all ready to settle down. All right, let's turn you up. Shout out to Art of Dialogue.
Do you recall any situations where you seen Diddy get into it with a female? Now, let's say cases like, let's say a case where it might be a female that likes you. She naturally just like you, but he likes her, but she likes you. He's upset about that. He don't like that. The fact that she like you and don't like him. Because he done worked hard to get the money, the jewelry, the cars, the house, the pool, the everything else that he think he needs in order to make himself feel like that person, that man. And then you don't have to have none of that. And this female still likes you even more than she likes him. He hates that. So that to me, I call that a man who has a problem with real men. That's crazy, man. So he'll feel a type of way of a female when one of his friends and not him. Yeah, he got to be the one, the shiny suit. That's why he put on the shiny suit. It's only one shiny suit. Can't be two shiny suits in the video, man. It's only one shiny suit. It can't be two kings under one castle. He know those words. Milk knows those words, man. Milk knows those words. Have you and Diddy ever got into it over a female? Yeah. I had this, one time. One, I want y'all to know this. These stories are strictly for when I was young and I didn't know no better. But now that I'm a grown man, my whole life has changed, man. I'm a different kind of individual. But yeah, one time, a couple of times, or even the dancers, like the dancers used to come do the tryouts. They be showing up to the tryout room and all of this. I'm like, yeah, I'm going there. So I'd be like, ooh, look at her. That's the one right there. So I go get the baddest ones, because plus all of the females naturally like me. I don't know what it was, but I knew they naturally liked me, and I felt it because I like me like that too. Right? So he'd be like, yo, the girls, it was one girl. Can I tell a long story? You want me the short story? No, go for it. All right, I'm going to give you the long story.
Oh, Lord.
So I seen this girl in the club that was a background dancer. She's in the club Cheetah one night. And I went to the club and I seen her with Mario Winan hat on. So I said, where's Mario? She said, oh, he's not here. He stayed at home. I said, who you in here with? She was like, oh, I'm by myself. I said, where you going? She said, I got to get on the flight in the morning and go back to Canada. I said, okay, well, where you going to stay tonight? She said, well, I don't have no place. I said, want to come back to my place? She said, yeah. So we went back to my place and then we had a lot of fun. I'm talking about a lot of fun, a whole bunch of fun. So then, we go on, she going on tour. We going on tour to Jamaica. She come to the tryout, boom. So she like, boom. She like, at the end of the tryout, she like, I said, where you staying at this time? She say, well, I'm here from Canada. I ain't got no place right now. I said, want to come back to my room? She said, yeah. So we had some more fun. So we get to the tour and Puff come up to me. He said, hey, Mark, I want to ask you a question. He said, did you sleep with her? I was like, yeah. Because I ain't want to lie, act like, no, I didn't. I was like, yeah. He said, how did you do it? I said, I did it like a grown man. I did it like you're supposed to, right? And then right after that, the girl was off the tour. Never seen her again. Kicked her right on off the tour. Second time, I'm in the Bahamas, run across a girl. He like, Mark, where you get this girl from? I said, I got her from the club. He said, she kind of bad. He said, if you give your girl to me, I'll give you one of my girls. I said, Puff, I can't give you no girl. I said, but if I walk away and she like you, then that's what it is. But I walk away and go to the store and leave her in the studio. I come back and she booed up with you and y'all together. I'm going to be like, hey, okay. I ain't going to have nothing to do with it. So I come back, the girl mad. She said, why you leave me here with this creep? I said, where's Puff Daddy? Who else? I couldn't even leave you with someone better. I thought you would be happy. She was like, nah, I'm not happy. I don't like this dude. I said, damn. Then he's looking at me. He was like, yo, get out of my face, because you know what I do to girls like this? I was like, I don't know. But he was already ready to hit her. He was like, I spit on her. So then she was like, well, I told him I ain't like him, but I got a twin sister. But I told him she won't like him either. That's when he really got mad. I had to get that girl up out of there quick, because I realized he was going to try to hit my girl or be violent towards my girl because my girl didn't like him. See, money can't make females like you. He the kind of think that they going to like him because he got some money. All of the pretty females I know in the world, man, they don't like you for no money, man. They like you for your heart, especially if she's a female of substance. That's just my opinion. You can have money, then one day you can't. So when you go broke, that means you're gonna lose your girl too. I don't lose females to failure. We go different.
Yeah, I like that. Yes, I like it's something about him. He's cool. He seems cool. What y'all think about that? Just because a woman don't like you, he decided I'm gonna spit on her. That's so arrogant. What the hell is wrong with him? Oh my God. Did y'all enjoy that interview? All right, so let's move on to Gene Deal. All right, let's move on to Gene Deal, honey. Because he is also putting Puffy out there. Now, he exposes Diddy in terms of saying that Diddy has actually ruined a lot of young people in the industry, okay? Specifically boys, too. So let's get into it. Honey. After this ad, of course. This is a good interview, so I hope you guys enjoy it as well, all right? Yeah, Diddy is sick as hell. He needs some serious therapy. Like, I don't know what the hell.
That Diddy been acting like this and doing this and trying
Let's back it up just a little bit.
All these stories has been around the industry for a long time.
Gene Deal,
all these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and trying to engage other men into sexual acts with him.
All right, let's listen.
He was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, those young boys that he had a group, B5 or something like that, trying to get them 40 hours. Right now, he's 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose. But
y'all, things are going from bad to worse on Diddy because his former bodyguard just came out to expose him yet again for hurting and allegedly essaying young boys, including Usher and Justin Bieber. Gene has a whole lot to say on this issue, and y'all are not going to believe the evidence that he has brought because it is just insane. Y'all, Diddy is going down, and he is going down hard.
It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you saying?
I went there to see the lifestyle, right? And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Y'all, so it looks like things are getting worse and worse. And at this point, he just might as well keep his lawyers on a permanent retainer, because at the rate that these people are coming out to expose him, he's gonna need it. I just know his lawyers are going to be making millions upon millions of dollars off of this scandal alone. Now, the reason it's getting worse is because his former bodyguard Gene is back at it again and is now coming up with more accusations of how Diddy allegedly essayed multiple young boys in Hollywood. Now, Gene is no stranger to exposing Diddy because he has been doing it for years. But then those were just juicy stories of how Diddy was on the DL and how he used to have sex parties with several top Hollywood artists. But this time it is more sinister because Gene is now revealing that Diddy used to have things with minor boys as well. Now, like I said, these rumors aren't exactly new because there has been talk for years about how Diddy allegedly groomed Usher and Justin Bieber when they were kids under his mentorship. In fact, federal investigators had sufficient reason to believe this because they investigated him back in 2013. At the time, there were reports that Diddy was being investigated by federal agencies for allegedly sleeping with young boys. According to reports, during a debriefing session with federal investigators, James Roseman, the music manager turned and Kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the sexual preferences of entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having intimate relationships with underage boys, according to a U.S. District Court filing. A prosecutor then asked about entertainers' intimate preferences, including but not only Sean Combs having intimate relationships with underage boys. Now, for those of you who don't know who James Roseman is or who Jimmy Henchman is, he used to be at the top of the music execs, but then he got hit with a long list of charges that got him life imprisonment. I'm talking murder for hire, money laundering, drug trafficking, and a bunch of more sketchy stuff like that. I mean, he's practically got a PhD in the shady sides of Hollywood. Now, here's the juicy part. Jimmy, with all his dark knowledge, got questioned by federal investigators about Diddy's intimate involvement with minor boys. And if there's one thing you gotta know about these federal prosecutor guys, is that they don't mess around, especially when it comes to these serious crimes. Now, these feds weren't questioning him because of what they saw on headlines on the news or anything like that. They probably had some serious dirt or credible reasons to believe that Diddy was knee-deep in some shady business with young boys. The feds don't just knock on your door for casual chat. They've usually got the goods if they're at your door, and they're definitely hunting for them. So the rumors were around at the time, and a couple of people in the industry even came out to talk about it. One such person was Orlando Brown, who claimed that Diddy allegedly gave him some mouth action when he was just a teenager.
Yo, Diddy, you gave me the whooshkash kooshmash. You gave me the whooshkash muaf, the swooshmash. Diddy, yeah, son. I mean, you gave me the whooshkash muash. I love it, yo.
But he wasn't the only one, because the same thing allegedly happened to Usher and Justin Bieber. These two got into the industry really early, and word on the streets is they might have been on the wrong end of Diddy's behavior. Things got weird about 14 years back when Diddy and Bieber did this thing called 48 Hours with Diddy. They spent about 2 days alone, and it raised some eyebrows. Now, Diddy's track record with young guys isn't exactly sparkling, so fans were understandably weirded out. But hold on, that wasn't even the part that had everybody really freaked out. You see, Diddy said some things in the video that got people wondering if he had some ulterior motives. One of the first things he did was just to promise Justin a Ferrari for his 16th birthday.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time. It's gonna be yours.
Now, before we get past that, he jumped right into promising to give Justin a mansion for his 18th birthday.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house. Get the mansion.
Okay, the mansion.
Yeah, this was kind of suspicious, but then it got worse because he said this.
48 hours. Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
Yeah, y'all, this was just all shades of weird because it was just a major red flag. According to the grapevine, it's just as grim as we feared. Allegedly, Diddy had Justin Bieber doing things he wasn't exactly happy about. And I'll let your imagination fill in the blanks on that one. Now, here's the kicker. Justin was a 15-year-old. Diddy was a full-fledged adult in his 40s. Justin was basically a rookie in the industry, and it fits the alleged Diddy playbook because he seems to have a thing for targeting newcomers who are still figuring things out. Remember Cassie? Yeah, he signed her, then started chasing after her, all while being in a relationship with Kim Porter. And it didn't stop there because he ended up getting physical with Cassie. The things she revealed in her lawsuit were just insane. Like the part where she said that Diddy SA'd Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him, often punched, kicked, stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in burst lips, black eyes, and forced Miss Ventura to engage in intimate acts with male SWs while getting off on it and filming the encounters, demanding that Miss Ventura to carry his in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Miss Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substances, and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addiction. So while he didn't put hands on Justin or Usher, they had it as bad as Cassie did, especially Usher, allegedly. You know how Cassie said that he held her career over her head every time she tried to leave? The lawsuit said Miss Ventura left her home in Comstock and went to hide away at a friend's house in Florida. James Cruz, president of Bad Boy Management, tracked Miss Ventura down and told her that her single would not be released if she did not answer Mr. Combs' phone calls. A woman who worked at Sony Music reached out to her with a similar ultimatum concerning her record. And Mr. Combs even convinced one of his attorneys to call Miss Ventura at this time. This lawyer told Miss Ventura that it's in your best interest to call Mr. Combs back. Each time Miss Ventura tried to run away, Mr. Combs and his powerful now, same thing that Diddy did here. You see, Justin was new to the industry at the time, and there were reports that Diddy held his career over his head. Well, allegedly, he did the same thing to Usher, and in Usher's case, it was even worse, because Usher literally lived with Diddy for years. According to reports, he allegedly held Usher's career over his head and forced him into an intimate relationship. He had no choice because he was only 13 years old at the time, and he was desperate to save his career. Now, Usher had been signed by L.A. Reid, who was one of Diddy's closest friends when he was just a child. But Usher hit puberty, his voice started to crack, and he lost his cute little baby face. L.A. Reid was going to drop him from the label, but Usher begged and finally got Reid to not drop him. Reid then decided to send Usher to live with his friend Diddy in New York. The idea was for Diddy to teach Usher the ropes of the industry and help him grow as an artist. But this was a bad idea from the start because in all that stuff that a 13-year-old should have never been introduced to. But as it turns out, the partying was the least concerning thing that was going on over at Puffy Camp, because there was so much more that Usher was allegedly getting exposed to. I mean, have you ever wondered why he hates talking about his time with Diddy? He rarely talks about it, and he looks uncomfortable every single time. There was even that interview that he did with Howard Stern, and the things he said were immediate red flags.
It was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you?
I went there to see the lifestyle, right? And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. Is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Now, just so you know how bad it was, Usher vowed that he would never let his own kids do the same thing.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
He didn't claim that Diddy forced him to hide what he was going through from his parents.
And your parents were Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
There's also this interview where he hinted that Diddy used to SA him, but he didn't exactly come out and say it outrightly, but he made it kind of obvious. The interviewer wrote, Usher became surprisingly restrained. I want to save some stuff from my book one day, he said. I'll put it this way, there was a lot of sex. Then there's this video where Diddy slipped up and said that he and Usher used to sleep in the same bed.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up, and back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes.
Or this time when he said this.
You think nobody else but you? You take your time, boy. I see you. Fly ass doing that. You in the kitchen. Eating all my cereal.
Yeah, y'all, it's getting pretty nasty, but it gets worse. Because according to Gene, there were allegedly even more young boys, not only Usher and Justin. And the worst part about this is that a lot of people in the industry knew, but they turned a blind eye to it.
All these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and trying to engage other men into sexual acts with him. There was a story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them.
It's really all just crazy, and it goes to show how messed up the industry really is. They watched this happen, and now he has been exposed, and they are avoiding him. They don't want to be associated with him. He's even getting banned from the Grammys, and according to reports, several Academy officials are pushing to remove the billionaire superstar from the Grammy guest list. The formal invitations go out this month. There's conflict at the Academy as several voting members do not think it would be appropriate to invite Diddy. Some, including several high-profile African-American members, fear that inviting him sends the wrong message to audience and the charities it supports. Several publicists have asked that their artists aren't seated by him. It's a logistic nightmare. Fans are horrified by these revelations, and they left comments saying, "I swear the next stock they're going to make is surviving Diddy. That dude is creepy as F, and nobody talks about it. Usher and Justin Bieber, dude. Something ain't right." What we get to know is pretty scandalous and bad, but imagine the whole story in truthful entirety. I can't even imagine. And this person thinks that Hollywood elites are trying to take Diddy out, and they said, from the looks and sounds of things, something is going to happen to this man. Some very powerful people are going to make this man disappear. He doesn't seem to have the same protection he's had all these years. Let's be real, jail could actually save his life. Regardless, as a whole, these industry men are disgusting and deserve whatever's coming to them. Y'all, the situation is crazy. But do you think that Usher and Justin could ever testify against Diddy? Or do you think that they're just going to pretend like nothing ever happened? Drop your thoughts and comments below and then check.
What y'all think about that? So it's not just Justin Bieber and Usher that Gene Deal is saying that Diddy actually violated. That it's several other boys, including the group B5. Y'all remember the group B5? I saw a video where the group B5, they're pissed at Diddy and they exhausted all their money trying to fight Diddy to get their royalties and their residuals back from their music, which they still haven't done that. They still haven't. They put all this music out and Diddy still have not given them their money. Okay. And I also, tomorrow, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that video tomorrow where Gene Deal went into detail where he talks about how Diddy actually offered him $30K to take out Biggie, and he declined it. This was during the time that I think he said around the same time that Diddy was actually that Biggie was pow when they went out to LA. He says that Diddy came up to him and asked him if he would take out Biggie for $30K, and he declined. He said, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that." So he found someone else to do it, according to Gene Deal. And he kept saying that it was a car that was parked like in the same vicinity that was watching them, because the person was actually after Puffy, but the person actually went after Biggie as well. So I will share that with you guys tomorrow, that actual live. But I said, oh my God. But we already did the live the other day where we talked about how Biggie was supposed to be in a whole nother state. I think he was supposed to go to Canada or somewhere to promote the album. And Diddy pretty much told him, no, we're going to stay back. And he canceled his flight and everything. So I feel like that Diddy knew that something was going to happen to Biggie. And I feel like he may have groomed other young artists in this industry, in the industry as well. And all of those things are going to come out. I think that as people continue to speak, as more content creators continue to talk about it, as more videos keep coming out to expose Diddy, I think that other people are going to feel compelled to come up and speak and tell their stories as well, because there are many. There are many. It's no coincidence that everybody has the same story when it comes to Diddy. It's so crazy. is so crazy. Orlando Brown, he's talking about it. Columbus Short has just came out to say that he was laying in the bed with his wife asleep. Diddy called him to invite him to the hotel. The situation with Usher, Justin Bieber, so many other artists, guys. But Chris Brown talked about how he was supposed to originally been signed with Bad Boy, but because he declined to allow Diddy to do some unmentionables to him, he decided to go somewhere else and got signed. I think with Arista he got signed with. So there you go. That's what it. I told you guys what it is. In order to come in and get that deal, like this other rapper was saying that he went through, tried to go through Clive Davis. Clive told him, you got to hang out and party with me for a few days, and then we'll see if we're going to get the contract to you. So yeah, you got to do probably some backdoor action in order to get a deal. And it's sad that you have to degrade yourself just to be able to have a record deal nowadays. That shit is so sick and twisted when I heard that. But that is it, guys, and that is all for the video. I will be back tomorrow before the actual review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. As you guys know, Love and Marriage Huntsville will be on tonight at 8 p.m. on the OWN network. So for those of you that's still watching the show, it will come on then. Hopefully you guys had a chance as well yesterday to watch Raising Kanan. You guys know that is back with Rocky and Kanan. I watched that. I'm not done. I'm like right at the end of finishing it up. So if you guys didn't get a chance to watch that, it is on the Stars network. So check that out. And come on back tomorrow and check out our review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, as well as our other video prior to that. Okay. So love you guys down. Thank you so much to my mods for doing an awesome job of keeping the trolling down. Appreciate that. And let's get on out of here. Goodbye.